Now there is a pretty special moment because there will be a presentation of the research that has been made just these last weeks. So will be basically reading the work in progress. The research has been made on the digital assets and crypto ecosystem here in Kazakhstan, and we will be presented by dear Savetkanov, CEO of Kazakhstan Fintech Network, who is the soul of this research. Please welcome on stage, Diaz.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've been off the stage most of the time helping exponential science with this event to happen. And at this moment, it's a little bit hard to be off the stage and then on the stage and also preparing papers. So I'm a little bit nervous about it, but Можно презентацию, да? So let's talk before they put the presentation slides on the screen. We are still preparing a paper on the progress that we have in Kazakhstan on the field of digital financial assets with NBK, Fintech Center of Kazakhstan, and Formula, it's a consulting agency by Cointelegraph. So this dialogue probably might be impossible like 3 years ago, and now we have regulation. It was licensing came like 1 month ago, and NBK started putting companies, letting companies in the sandbox like 1 year ago, probably in the end of 2025, summer 2025, and now they have more than 30 companies in the sandbox. And
so, as the work is in progress, so actually the work needs this behind the scenes, and I wanted to ask you, how much have you learned since yesterday? Who is here in the audience from Astana? Actually, I thought more people. That's amazing. So thank you so much for hosting us here. You have an amazing city. And I guess all the rest, will you confirm that we are impressed of what is being done here in Astana? Other representatives from Kazakhstan? Amazing. So which cities? Almaty? Amazing. Do you come often to Astana to learn about the projects here? Or this is also maybe the benefit of this amazing event that National Bank is hosting? And then I guess we have so many other countries that demonstrated not only their expertise and what Kazakhstan as a developing ecosystem, digital ecosystem can learn from, but also I can tell from my perspective that I've been in the space for 10 years, that actually what we've been hearing these 2 days from Kazakhstani projects is something that we can learn from. I'm also very impressed by how integrated and how cohesive all the speakers have been, and you can see that everyone here did their research. Sorry for the pain, not only research in the academic sense, but in the sense of international overall integration. And it's not actually simple. We're all talking about decentralized world. We're talking about international framework. But then we are, as all humans, pretty used to look at the world through our own eyes. And actually traveling helps a lot to learn not only about other cultures and countries, but actually to continue integrating different ideas that we can learn all around. Do you think we are ready? Private stuff? Don't look there. Another question that I would love to ask you. So, those who live in Kazakhstan, how many of you have a crypto account? Okay. How many of you have a crypto account? Well, actually, not only from Kazakhstan. Anyone in the whole. How many of you have a crypto account for over 3 years? How many of you have a crypto account for over 5 years? How many of you have a crypto account since 2016? Okay, hi Paolo, amazing. On this note, I think we've made a great progress in 10 years, and I'm really excited to learn more about what Kazakhstan has been doing. Diaz, please, welcome applause again.
Everything was just fine before me, and everything that could go wrong got wrong on me. So, one more time, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present the draft of our. I just wanted to pre-announce our research with NBK and Cointelegraph on this event. So yeah, probably we will just start with. So digital financial assets are no longer a crypto experiment. They are a new form of financial infrastructure. And I say infrastructure deliberately because that word changed everything. Infrastructure isn't about hype or volatility. It's about settlements, custody, standard trust. It's about what markets are built on. Kazakhstan in 2026 stands exactly at this inflection point. The normative framework is in place, and that's not a declaration. Infrastructure is being built across 3 parallel tracks: NBK, AFC, Alatau City. The market is forming 30 projects in Sandbox, the first industrial issuance this year. The question is no longer can digital financial assets be regulated in Kazakhstan. The question now is who will build the liquidities, the standards, and the products with real economic value. To understand where Kazakhstan stands, we need a moment of global context. 2021, the European Investment Bank issues the first digital bond on Ethereum, $100 million. 2023, MiCA is adopted, the most comprehensive regulatory document on digital assets in history. BlackRock launches Beetle, tokenized money market fund within 2 years and hold $2.6 billion in assets. 2024 and 2025, Franklin Templeton, JP Morgan, Hong Kong, Singapore, the UAE, tokenized sovereign bonds, and Visa launches stablecoin-based settlements for US banks. Today, May 2026, tokenized real-world assets on public blockchain have crossed $20 billion. This is industrial-scale production. Those who are building into this infrastructure now will have a competitive advantage in 5 years. And Kazakhstan has a real chance to be among the first in the region. Let's look at what is already working and what is directly relevant to us. First, tokenized bonds, 5 stars of maturity, and Kase Digital is launching exactly this in 2026. This is not someday, it's happening right now. Second, stablecoins as settlement instrument. JP Morgan moves $5 billion a day through its network, and 7 tenge stablecoins, not US dollars or anything else, tenge stablecoins project are live in our sandbox. At NBK's sandbox. Third, real estate tokenization. 4 companies in our registry are testing this today. What has matured yet but deserve attention, tokenized money market funds. These are next wave. And now on regulation. The world has chosen different approaches, but all jurisdictions are moving in the same direction, regulated tokenization. The EU chose maximum breadth, MiCA a single license across the entire economic area. Singapore chose risk-based approach, maximum flexibility for institutions. Hong Kong issued a first stablecoin license in April this year, and UAE is building a competitive ecosystem through two separate regulators. Against this backdrop, Kazakhstan, with its three complementary jurisdictions, doesn't look like a laggard. It looked like a country that has its own model. The question is only whether we can articulate that model to the outside world and use it as a competitive advantage. This is perhaps the most important slide in the deck, because even domestically many people don't fully understand how this architecture works. We understood it today probably. Kazakhstan doesn't have one regulatory venue. We have three, and they serve different functions. So NBK and RDFM, Agency for Development of Financial Markets, is a mainland jurisdiction. The digital assets law, the resolutions, the license, the sandbox, this is a regulatory foundation for domestic market. If you want to work with Kazakhstani citizens and legal entities, you work here. AFC is the international jurisdiction, English common law, AFC court, Astana International Exchange. If an international institution investor comes to Kazakhstan, they come through here. This is the entry point for foreign capital into Kazakhstani domestic markets and assets. Alatau city is something very different from what we have in NBK and AFC. We should distance it from NBK and AFC, because Alatau city is technology hub. It's like a building playground for technological companies and innovations. And here it's important not to confuse roles. This is not a financial jurisdiction. It's where you can develop blockchain protocols, build infrastructure, benefit from tax incentives, but financial products are licensed through NBK or AFC. Alatau city is about creation, not distribution. This three-tier architecture is a genuine competitive advantage. There is nothing comparable in the region, but it only works if three levels coordinate rather than compete with each other. 6 levels of regulatory stack from the foundation law of supervisory instruments. So the first one is digital assets law in 2023 establishes the core categories secured DFAs, secures DFAs, which behave like securities, and unsecured ones, which is essentially crypto. The regulator is the NBK. Resolution number 45, adopted in this April, sets the rules for unsecured DFAs exchange operators. IT security requirements take effect in July. KYC and ML procedures are already active. What I find significant, the reporting line to the central security depository. This is the interface between the DFA market and traditional clearing infrastructure. It means the system is being built on integration with capital markets, not as parallel universe. So AFC ecosystem. AFC is not a duplication of NBK. It's a different function. If you want to structure complex transaction for a London-based fund that wants exposure to Kazakhstani assets, you do it there. English law, AFC court, SPVs, trusts, all the legal instruments that international counterparts understand. And Astana International Exchange provides the exchange infrastructure. AFSA authority has its own digital assets frameworks covering DLT, securities, exchange tokens, utility tokens. The strategic function is clear. International investor comes through AFC, access Kazakhstani assets, with NBK governing the domestic side of distribution. This is a bridge, not a competing regulator. So Alatau City. Alatau City is technological venue, not a separate financial jurisdiction. Built here freely, develop blockchain protocols, build payment infrastructure, benefit from the tax incentives. But if your product touches financial services, licensing goes through NBK or AFC. The value chain is technological development here, product licensing, their market distribution through banks, brokers, and payment services. And who is already in the market? So now you can see like a small market map. On the regulatory side, it's NBK, AFC, and AFSA. Financial Regulation Agency. On the exchange side, KASE, Astana International Exchange, and Interbix. Banks are already participating in some of DFA and crypto projects. We have custodians and CSD as a national infrastructure. And this is more important, we have issuers like Samruk Kazana that is working on natural resource tokenization, Upperchain that is building real estate products, plus growing pipeline of corporate issuers. On the blockchain and compliance side, Solana as a network of choice of Kase Digital, Axelect, Binance, and Crystal for analytics. As the players are in place, secondary market liquidity is not. That is the job that we have ahead. And a little bit more about sandbox maps. Of the previous is market in general, and this one is about NBK sandbox. I just won't walk through all. I don't want to walk through all the 30 projects. The slide is a reference, but the distribution is telling. 8 exchanges and brokerage projects, the largest segment. 7 tenge stablecoins projects, 6 unsecured DFA exchange operators, including Bybit, which came from outside Kazakhstan, 5 real estate tokenization projects, 4 infrastructure and custody players. And then the bottom section, licenses that exist in law, but no active projects yet. Secondary market for DFAs, tokenized money market funds, Islamic DFAs, and Sukuk, RegTech, and market data providers. And I want to be direct here on both the strengths and the constraints. Probably, so what we have, a functional regulatory framework, 3 complementary jurisdictions, unique in the region, high mobile banking penetration, Kaspi and Halyk already have a large user base for DFA project, historical experience with mining infrastructure, and strategic position between Europe and Asia. What is slowing us down? The first one is no functioning secondary market. The exchange live, but liquidity hasn't been created. This is a central problem. Second, regulatory arbitrage between NBK and AFC creates legal uncertainty. Third, issuer disclosure standards are weaker than MiCA and MAS. For no public machine readable market data, no statistics, that is a trust problem. Fifth, talents. We don't have much lawyers, financial engineers, and other professions. There aren't many of those, and it doesn't get fixed quickly. So, and this is a 3 scenarios that we are foreseeing, and I will be direct. The first one satisfies me. The second is realistic. The third is ambitious but achievable. The first scenario is a regulated island. Self-contained national infrastructure, a few licensed operators, domestic corporate DFA market, limited international integration, essentially a more efficient version of a status quo without quality flip. This will happen on its own and if we do nothing special. The second scenario is regional hub. Kazakhstan as Central Asia's DFA center, NBK and AFC harmonized, cross-border flows with neighboring countries. This requires specific decisions, but they are within reach. Then the third scenario, TradFi convergence. By 2030, the boundary between DFA and traditional finance effectively disappears. Banks tokenize assets and as standard products. A digital tenge operation as a wholesale CBDC. Probably not this slide. Next one. And I want to close where I started. Kazakhstan has moved past the question of can DFA be regulated. That question is closed, and it represents an enormous amount of work that's done by regulators, industry, and everyone in this room. The question now is who will build the liquidity, the standards, and the products with real economic value. The funnel is simple. Regulation is already here. Products come next, and products create liquidity. Liquidity generates trust. Trust makes us a regional hub. Every step of that chain requires specific people taking on specific tasks. I hope some of you are exactly those people. And that is and that this conversation continues well beyond this room. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dias. That was actually a very concise and not simple way to present, but very simple to digest. I guess all this kind of structured schemes are something that goes straight to the point.